What is going on here then? Why are we in this situation when parents who are presumably already trying to think and plan for their old age are still doing their bit to support their children into their 20s and 30s?
What we're seeing is that parents are now helping to fund a quarter of all UK mortgages. And the reason is that property prices have absolutely skyrocketed. I mean, if you could buy a property in 1980 for £24,000. I mean, now the average house price is 10 times as much. But the issue is, during the same amount of time, our salaries haven't gone up. So property is becoming less and less affordable. Also, we're seeing rising cost of living, and the ability for people to put money away to be able to grow so they can actually afford a deposit is far harder because interest rates are so low.
Is there a sense, though, that perhaps because parents of that generation did sacrifice quite a lot, and there weren't big, expensive holidays, you know, you cut your cloth according to what you could. There was you didn't buy sofas on the Never Never, you didn't have credit cards.
No iPhones.
No, well, there was none of that. And actually,
no bills to pay subsequently, were there?
And actually, I think our parents' generation were really good at saving. And actually, we haven't really passed on that skill, have we? I don't think we have.
Well, there's this whole kind of lack of financial literacy in the UK, just understanding the basics. And we're in a situation where, as we said, it's tougher to buy a property, so people have to be more savvy. So now more than ever, people should need to know how to put money away, what their options are. But it's the basics, you know, budgeting, planning for the future, because the earlier on that you can start to save, the better.
But do you think that is financial nous, really? Because how much did people in the 50s really have that literacy that you talk about? Was it literacy, or was it just you went without and you sacrificed and you saved? I mean, you're about to be in this position, aren't you? Lily...
I am in this position.
Is 19.
My daughter's 19. She's on a gap year at the moment, and it does feel like the bank of mum and dad has already started. We're not at the mortgage stage, but it does feel like there's a cash machine in the front room, and she just needs money all the time.
But people expect to be on a gap year, ring up Sean, ring up their dad and say, can you put money in the bank? Yeah, all of them on the gap year, sorry, Sean. But yeah, no, and do it. Whereas I think my parents would have thought, we've got to save for a mortgage, therefore we won't go on holiday this year. So is it partly that generation's fault of parents for kind of wanting to do the best for their children in the nicest possible way?
I mean, there's two sides of the coin. There's the fact that the older generation would plan ahead more. So as you said, this is my goal, therefore I know I need to cut back. Whereas nowadays maybe there's more of an assumption that, OK, well, I'll ask my parents and I'll be able to get the money that way. So taking a step back and trying to teach our children the importance of budgeting and planning ahead and taking responsibility is important. But it is becoming tougher for them. You know, and it is storing up. It's a ticking time bomb, because if parents do lay out more and more for their kids, we're going to start to see them potentially get into financial difficulties.
We're talking about social care as you get older.
There you go.
Yeah. And the dilemma for parents is parents want the best for their kids, and the kids know that. So when they ask, they know full well that you don't want them to go without.
Well, it's true. I mean, my daughter's, she's going to be 7 weeks old tomorrow, and she just looks up at me and she knows.
Nothing to earn her way, did she? Honestly, I can't believe it. Send some apprentice tasks. See how she gets on.